Hello, my name is Andrew. Today, what I'll be speaking about is some of the biblical laws. Is how for a person to properly take care of themselves. Now, now, when a woman is on her menstrual cycle, a male is not supposed to be in the house with her, neither lay in the bed with her, neither neither have sexual intercourse with her in any form of way. Neither touch her, cause she is considered unclean. Cause females go through a cleaning cycle every month for 7 days, or in some even 2 weeks, depending on how their body function. And when a woman have their menstrual cycle, that's actually removing the dead eggs that is within her uterus and flushing it out her vagina. And it cleansing her body out of different toxics as well. But when a woman is going through a purifying stage, her soul is actually unclean because because she had this vampiric light vibration, which actually known for sucking people energy, and plus it's a very unclean clean thing for a male to have sexual intercourse with a female who is having her menstrual cycle, because that's how sexually transmitted diseases starts. Because the male literally have unclean blood on his penis, and it's disgusting. That is one of the reasons why God told them to fast from sex, and for a male to leave the house, to be in a separate house from his wife when she going through her menstrual cycle, so that woman could purify herself, and she's considered unclean for a certain amount of time every month. And one thing else, what I gotta say, right? That but many women should know this already. If they are Christians, or if they are Hebrew Israelites, they should know this already. Every time when a woman use the bathroom and she have a menstrual cycle, she supposed to change her pad, place it in a black bag, and tie it up and properly dispose of it. And she supposed to take tissue and wipe herself, wipe the blood from between her legs. Excuse my language. Then after she done doing that, she supposed to take soap and water and cleanse herself, cleanse her private areas, cause she's having her menstrual cycle. So she's supposed to take soap and water and clean her private areas. So that there won't be no form of dry blood on her skin. And it also lower down her chances of catching a vaginal infection. And it stops and plus it prevents a woman from producing a certain odor. So when women get their cycle, they supposed to properly cleanse well, excuse me, they're supposed to properly wipe themselves with toilet tissue. Take the used pad, put it in a small garbage bag, tie it up, and properly dispose of it. And they're supposed to take soap and water and clean their private area properly. And they're supposed to take the and now it's two ways a woman could do this. She could jump in the tub every time she used the bathroom and remove her pad, the used one. Jump in the tub, take a shower, and put on a new pad every time she used the bathroom. Or if she don't want to do that because her day is full, she have a busy day, she could go to the bathroom sink, take a washcloth, and take soap and put the soap on, wet the washcloth, put the soap on the washcloth, wring it out a little, clean her private area, put it in the water, wring it out in the sink, make it wet again, wring it out, wipe her private area till there's no more soap and there's no more form of liquid fluids on her. Then she's supposed to wring it out again and take soap and wash out her washcloth and put it up. And then after she finished doing that, she's supposed to take some cleaning products. Clean the sink out because it got bacteria in it still. She's supposed to clean the sink out with some cleaning products such as Mr. Clean or Michelin or Ajax. Clean the sink out with a rag that she used to clean the bathroom with every month or every week or every 2 weeks. Then after she cleaned the sink out properly, she want to put Michelin on it after she wring it. Before she wring it, but after she wring it out, she want to put some, she want to put some strong cleaning products on it and wash the washcloth out and wring it out and place it back in its right place after she finished cleaning the sink. And she want to put on a fresh new pad. This is how women's supposed to have, excuse my language, excuse me. This is how women are supposed to properly take care of themselves when they have their menstrual cycle every month for 7 days or 2 weeks. They're supposed to clean themselves properly every time they use the bathroom with tissue and take a shower or take a bird bath. But every woman supposed to have themselves 2 washcloths. One to use for their body and one to use for their face. Now the reason for this is because when a woman is having a hard day, she coming back from working out, or she coming back from work, and she's sweaty, and she got sweat all over her face. Now the sweat is getting in her eyes. She want to take that washcloth that was meant for her face, put it inside some cold water, wring it out, and wipe her face off. gently and wring it out again. The reason for this is because when people, because the reason for this is because there's a lot of bacteria and dirt that's on people's skin, mostly their body. And they want to properly wash their, and they want to properly clean, they want to properly clean themselves off. But they want to use soap and water. Because when people use water, that only attracts more bacteria on them. So they want to use soap and water every time they wash their body. They want to take a bath or they want to take a shower. But the other washcloth is strictly for the face, to clean it off with soap and water. Or just with water. Every time they having, but every time when they are very sweaty, they want to wash their face off with warm or hot or cold water, depending on the weather. And they want to use that washcloth to clean their mouth off after they finish eating a meal. And use soap and water to wash it out. Rather than going to the store and buying paper towels, if they can't afford the money to buy napkins or paper towels, they want to get themselves a washcloth, a second washcloth for their face. Use soap and water every time they eat a meal and they have a mess on their mouth or their face is sweaty. Now, this goes for males and females, as well as children. This is very important because every time when a person sits down on the toilet bowl and uses the bathroom, it is considered an unclean process, which means toxic waste is actually removed from out their body. And that will make the person unclean for a certain amount of time. Because dung is something that's unclean. You're not supposed to touch dung. And plus besides, not to sound graphic, every time when people wipe themselves after using the toilet bowl, they still have some form of smear species on them. Even if they wipe their bottom so they don't see no more waste on the tissue, doesn't mean that they are fully clean. Now, every time when a person finish sitting down on the toilet bowl, but they want to wash their hands and they want to jump inside a shower and wash their body. If they got the time to do that. Every time they sit down on the toilet bowl, they want to wipe themselves till there's no more species on the tissue and jump in the tub and wash their body. Because they're going to be smear species on them. And that could cause people to have certain things in their drawers and so on. It's embarrassing, and I feel sorry for those people. That could cause them to have certain things, or that could cause them to develop a certain kind of affection if it's not properly taken care of. So what people want to do is jump in the shower after they finish wiping themselves properly and take like maybe a 3-minute shower Every time they sit down, every time they sit down on the toilet bowl to use it, they want to take like a 3-minute shower and clean themselves properly. But if they don't want to do that, they could always use the bathroom sink. After wiping themselves properly with toilet tissue, they want to take their washcloth that was meant for their body for washing, put soap on it, put it in the water first so it can get moist, put soap on it, then wring it out, and wipe their bottom with it. And then if people have their company over who they know they don't have no proper hygienes, they will want to wipe their butt cheeks off too as well to prevent any kind of infections. Or they would want to clean the toilet bowl off with some cleaning products before they sit down on it. But if they don't got that time to clean the toilet bowl off with some cleaning products, and after they finish using the bathroom, sitting down on it, they want to take some warm water or hot water, put the washcloth in it, put soap on it, wring it out, clean their bottom off real good, clean in between the cracks of their bottom, wash their butt cheeks off, put it in the water, wring it out to have no more soap in it, wipe themselves off for soap and it crack till there's no more soap between it, on, and they want to wring it out in the water, and they want to put soap on it again and scrub it and wring it out and wash it out and put their washcloth back up at the place where they had it. And then after they finish cleaning themselves or properly, if taking a bird bath, using the sink for a quick way, after sitting down on the toilet bowl, they want to take some cleaning products. Use the washcloth for the bathroom that they use to clean every month or every 2 weeks or every week, and clean the sink out. And then they want to wash, and then they want to actually wring that washcloth out. Take some cleaning products again and pour it on a washcloth. Scrub it, wring it out, and place it back at the place where it need to be. So that all bacteria that is found within that sink is no longer there. The sink is clean, and the person is clean. So every time when a person uses a bathroom by taking a number 2, and this is not an assault on anyone, this is not marking anyone, there's not no subs towards anyone. When someone sit down on a toilet bowl to use it, they want to properly clean themselves off with soap and water. And of course, wash their hands. And this applies for men, women, and children. Even the elders, they want to do this to the elders. And for mothers and fathers, they're supposed to teach their children how to do this at a young age, where they are old enough to cut on the sink and wash their hands and use the bathroom by themselves. They want to clean, but they want to tell their children how to properly wipe themselves and how to properly clean themselves with soap and water, and how to properly clean out the sink. But a parent must be there about like 10 times just to coach that child to make sure they do it properly, and tell them not to consume any cleaning products and not to have it too close by their eyes, because the child could get harmed, God forbid, from it. Or they could get sick, or they could consume it, God forbid. So parents are supposed to train their children from a young age how to properly use the bathroom. But with females, it's a little bit more attention, because they got their menstrual cycle when they turn the age 11 or 12. And this is and but this is a few biblical laws of how a person should have their hygienes. And another thing what also goes on is that every time when a male and female have sexual intercourse, they become spiritually unclean from that day to the next evening, because the woman have her aroma and perfume on that male, and the male have semen. How can I put it? The male have pre semen in her, but it don't have the sperm cell in her. And that woman would want to clean herself, and the male would want to clean himself off, because he has certain perfumes and liquids on him, and she got certain liquids in her without the sperm cell in it. And they would want to clean themselves off. And they would become spiritually unclean from that day to the next evening. So they would actually want to fast from sex. And this is another way how, and plus every time they have sex, part of the biblical law is that they're supposed to use water. And we all know that people are supposed to use soap, not just water. People are supposed to use soap and water every time they have sex. Clean their private areas off. No, they're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to jump in the tub and clean the whole entire body off, because the whole entire body is spiritually and physically unclean. They want to clean their whole entire body off, the female and the male. And they be considered spiritually unclean from that day to the next evening. And I want to say something else about hygienes. Another biblical thing about hygienes, right? They said that people's houses is supposed to stay clean because Christ didn't went into people's houses, which was unclean. He didn't went in their house because their house had different kinds of demonic spirits in it, because it was filthy. Now, what people want to do is keep their house clean, obviously, but most of all, they want to keep their bathroom clean. That is part of the biblical law, keeping their house clean. And then if a person have themselves a job or whatever, they would want to clean that bathroom once every week. Once every week, they would want to clean their bathroom because it got waste in the toilet bowl. And waste is an unclean organic substance that comes from a person's body. So people are supposed to keep their bathroom clean. And they're supposed to clean the toilet every week because species is an unclean substance. It's an unclean matter. And when people do clean their bathroom, they will want to clean it once every week. Clean the toilet bowl, clean the tub out, clean the floor, clean the sink, sweep the floor, mop the floor, clean inside the toilet bowl. And make sure that the bathroom is clean every week. They want to do this. All right, this is your friend. Later, y'all.